What's up, everybody? Will the Greatest, and today we dip our dicks into American Pie 2. Yes, I know what I said. No, I'm not cutting it out. Also, this film actually has a new director at the helm, and the name is James B. Rogers, who actually was the second unit director on the first American Pie film. So he would go on to direct films like Demoted, The Pool Boys, and... Damn, this guy cannot escape movies with that weird red lettering on top of it with a white backdrop, can he? The story was once again handled by Adam Hers, with a little bit of additions from David H. Steinberg, who you may know for Kindergarten Cop 2, Tinker Bell, and Pixie Hollow Games. And Yokai Watch? That is certainly a diverse resume. Here's hoping it's for a good cause, because he'll return as the lead writer for Book of Love down the road. We open to some awesome early 2000s rock from the glorified extras Blink-182 as we catch up with our boy Jim about to engage in some casual sex for the first time. Again. Only to be interrupted again by his apparent inability to learn to lock the goddamn door.
Avert your eyes, you...
Okay.
Turn around!
Thanks, Tim. What, you don't believe in locks?
We catch up with Stifler, Ozzy, and Kevin. All seem pretty well, and it looks like Heather is going abroad sporting some new hair and better acting than hers in the first movie. Even Finch returns as a fucking weeb. And I do mean fucking, as apparently he's doing his best to sleep with half the college campus. The boys arrive at Stifler's party, and we get another nice long take of the infamous asshole making his way around his home. Vicky and Kevin have an all too awkward run-in with one another, and not too much later we get a return of MILF Guy number 2. This leads directly into Stifler trying to put the moves on some girl named Christy, who is somehow unsuspecting of his notorious reputation. But, just like the beer nut situation from the first movie, we get another series of events that certainly takes the piss out of the last one.
That's it. Bathe the Stiffmeister. Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's great.
How did you get it so nice and warm?
I should go in a stand-up. Anyways, the party is shut down, and Kevin, thanks to his brother, who I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention in the first movie, Kevin has a brother, he's inspired to take the boys to the beach for the summer and get their need for excitement out there at the beach. All the time while we get informed that Nadia will be coming down in town to see her sexy boy, Jim.
You sexy boy.
Shit.
So the guys are all set until Finch realizes, they won't be able to afford the beach house with summer jobs, which apparently Kevin noticed too, so they need one more person to help balance out the cost. Who do you think they get? Why, the Shermanator, of course. No, it's clearly fucking Stifler. So the boys make the move to the beach, and through a series of unintentional circumstances, Jim ends up at Michelle's band camp and is mistaken for a mentally disabled trombone player. You know, when I say it out loud, it sounds bad, but seeing it is much, much worse. From this, we learn two things about Jim going forward. He's bad at sex and worse at the trombone. The guys seem to be balancing the work and play pretty well as we see the return of who may be my favorite character, and a resident voice of reason, Jessica. Kevin and Vicky catch up and disclose the number of partners they've had since their split in the first movie, which seems to lead to some, let's say, mild internal distress later on. Meanwhile, on the job, Stifler continues to be the voice of doubt and fear that every man at some point or another has to have about his romantic partner. Either they've slept with a bunch of people, which ends up making you feel inadequate about yourself, or that when you aren't around, they end up going off and going to cheat. And if you're that friend that's like Stifler, kindly, go fuck yourself. In typical Stiff fashion, he sexualizes some women coming out of the house that they're working on as Finch goes on and on about tantric, which tantric sex is indeed a real thing. And if you can master it, damn. Anyways, catching up with Heather and Oz, the two try their hand at some very uninspired phone sex, only to be interrupted by the devil's sentient scrotum himself, Steve Stifler. This childish motherfucker ends up breaking into their client's home and snatching up a dildo from somewhere. But in the heat of the moment, the couple make their way back to the home while Jim, Stiff, and Finch are stuck inside in hiding. The scene that ensues is a little taboo by 2020 standards, but also kind of funny. A little homophobic, a little hilarious. A nice balance there. I can barely show any of it, so get your unrated copy on DVD. But, man, what I can say, the one with the hoops, with the long hair, whew.
You want to mess with it? Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's do it.
Who's this?
This is John Smith. I'm turning off my radio now.
You don't touch, we don't touch.
Squeeze his ass, son. You'll like it.
Come on, boy.
Them girls sound like the two transvestites we picked up in Biloxi, Cooter.
Honey, come on, food's ready.
I'm not hungry!
And now for our devoted listeners. Back to the show. Amber, let me try that dildo.
Honestly, the whole sequence would be lambasted by today's standards, but I do think some humor can be kind of found in the eye for an eye treatment and how far some goofy-ass dudes are willing to go just to get some live sexual stimulation. And these were the dial-up days, so I can understand why they went through all the effort. They didn't just have pocket porn at an instant like we do now. Anyways, the boys are back after a memorable shift, and we get informed that Stifler's mom will also be making her way to the cabin sometime. While Finch goes to prepare his pecker, Jim goes to get a judgment on his Johnson. He goes to Michelle for sex lessons. I just wanted to go with the alliteration, let me have fun. I will say, though, she probably gives the best advice you can give to someone who's a little bit more inexperienced when it comes to sex.
Do I seem uptight about my sexual stuff? No. The biggest pointer I could give you is you have to feel comfortable in any situation.
Followed by one specific quote from the movie that will never leave my mind till the day I die.
Okay, now don't freak out. I'm gonna do something to push a threshold.
Okay, no. Ah, it's cold! Well, what are you doing?
I just shoved a trumpet in your ass. Aren't instruments fun?
The two part ways as we get a montage of the boys engaging in some various activities. Kevin and Vicky hang out. Finch prepares to reunite with Mama Stiff, and Jim, well, now pay attention to this scene. It'll come back to haunt us in a matter of minutes. The next few minutes consist of watching Jason Biggs engage in some disturbing yet creative physical comedy as he has made the ultimate mistake of accidentally confusing his lube with super glue and in the process loses the use of both of his hands. The whole process goes on for about 9 minutes and is only enhanced by the gift that is Eugene Levy's presence. And I must say, although his methods aren't the best, Noah Levenstein does seem to care greatly for his son and does want him to make the most out of his life. Jim and Noah have maintained a pretty positive father-son relationship dynamic that is only enhanced through sexual embarrassment. Then Finch almost comes in a ficus.
That's a jizz-free ficus.
Early 2000s, what can I say? Following this, the gang gets two pleasant surprises: the return of the younger Stifler, as well as the early unexpected return of Nadia. So Jim hatches the brilliant plan with Michelle for her to fake being his girlfriend to make Nadia jealous while his dick still has a couple more days to heal.
You have a master's degree and you're sitting in your closet telling people about a 19-year-old sex comedy.
Anyways, Jim's dick seems to have cleared up earlier than expected.
A fucking master's degree.
And we get the inkling that Michelle's fake feelings may not be so fake after all when she asks why Jim wants to sleep with Nadia so bad. Which, have you seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? I get it. So the two stage a breakup, which is actually pretty funny to see the actors who are now better actors acting badly to fake a breakup.
And that includes fucking me in the ass. So there.
You see that laugh? That wasn't scripted. That was genuine as hell. But you know what was scripted? Michelle being sad, followed by Kevin meeting Vicky's new Ken doll looking ass date at the party that they have. Jim needs to learn to lock his fucking doors, but is informed that Kevin stormed off onto the beach. And you know, in these movies, I always did kind of see Kevin as one of the shared protagonist roles with Jim, with them on very different paths. Jim is on the path to come into his own and understand what he values as a man, while Kevin's was a little bit more about maturing, and that even if things don't work out perfectly, that doesn't mean you can't get something out of it. As the boys head back to the party, Jim and Nadia make their way to a nearby lighthouse where he has the sudden revelation that, well, yes, Nadia is hot. Like crazy hot. Like incredibly out of his league hot. Like, how is she still so hot? Oh my god. You get the point. The hottie he wants is actually inside a band geek. He understands that as a boy he wants the idea of Nadia, but he more emotionally wants to be connected with Michelle. And given their time spent together, maybe that's something that's actually worth investing in. I mean, if I were him, maybe I'd try Nadia, see if I like it. But, no regrets. Hey, she takes it pretty well.
You go get your geek. Someday I will find mine.
It's okay. She snags the Shermanator for action later. Finch moves on from Stifler's mom and starts a new nest of freaky girls. Kevin and Vicky make peace with him, realizing that it's okay if relationships evolve without them being exclusively romantic. Heather surprises Ozzy at the party, and our iconic lesbians from earlier make an appearance seemingly flirting with Stifler's illegally aged younger brother. I guess it's less creepy when they leave with the elder Stifler, but that's still just going from illegal to immoral. Where's your self-respect, ladies? Come on. Anyways, everyone gets their girls, the party ends, and the gang make their way back to civilization, with the movie ending on Finch getting his back blown out by fucking Stifler's mom, who's got it going on. With that said, how does the sequel fare? Well, it's not bad. Dare I say, solid. I'd say there's less screen time evened up for each character, but I would say that's because Jim had the biggest arc to go through with the story. That isn't to say that there wasn't growth, but I do see how the friendship with the four has kind of endured after this time. That said, I do think Stifler is kind of a cur on the franchise so far, but I'm sure this will be addressed later down the road in like the 8th fucking movie. But anyways, the budget is clearly higher, so you get to see them do more in terms of location, music, etc. The acting is definitely improved across the board, which is nice, but I do wish we could have dove a little bit more into the storylines for Kevin and Ozzy. And yeah, there are some jokes that you couldn't really do today, but they aren't awful jokes. Hell, to even hear Finch say, "I'm comfortable in my sexuality" in 2001? And just blatantly calling Stifler out for his homophobia was honestly kind of shocking. That said, the whole thing with the lesbians did generate a pretty funny sequence in the movie for me, so I will say, going into these movies, I didn't expect the mainline ones to kind of hold up as well as they did. So yeah, I'd say it's worth checking out, and it's actually probably on par with the first one. It's better in regards to some of the acting, but some of the story beats are a little bit weaker. Cinematography is nothing special, and overall, it's fine. The messages I do think are pretty good, though, regarding comfort during sex and just overall maturing as people and individuals. They may be throwaway lines, but, they're poignant and still relevant today. Next time, we cover the third movie in the mainline series, American Wedding, and by then, I will decide if I want to do the series in chronological order or break it into halves, where it goes 1, 2, 3, spin-off, 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 then reunion. Oh boy, I got my work cut out for me this summer. So let me know your thoughts down below on American Pie 2. Have you watched it recently? Do you feel like you want to watch it recently? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on your notification bell so that you can know when I'm posting new videos. I have been Will the Greatest. I hope to see you guys next time on the next video. Have a good one. Be good to yourselves. Peace.